beautiful Folsom, California morning, looking at a very nice 1932 Ford Roadster. The gentleman actually drove this car from Placerville to here so he could meet me and I could document it. I do a lot of traveling and sometimes that makes it easier. Anyway, it's a 32 Ford Brookville steel, very nicely done and finished in a jet black. It has a TCI Stage 4 chassis under it. Very traditional front suspension, so on and so forth. We'll walk around, and actually, if you hang on to the end of the video here, we're actually going to cover the undercarriage for you. But as typical, we're going to walk around and kind of cover the car. Under the hood is a 350 Chevy with tri-power. Very nicely done, Edelbrock engine dress. We'll have that clip here for you shortly. 700R4 automatic overdrive transmission. The engine's nicely built. There'll be some good specs at spudsgarage.com, so definitely go there. We're going to walk around the exterior of the car here and give you a feel. The body is a Brookville all steel. It has the stock doors with no handles. I have a cheat sheet here in my hand, so I'm going to go over that. It has a smooth deck lid, no cowl vent. Windshield posts have been laid back 28 degrees. In other words, these posts have a 28 degree laid back. It does have a top for it here, and we have photos at Spud's Garage with the top on. The top is fully collapsible. It's designed to fit in the trunk, which is kind of neat. It's a top from, it's called a Topster. Uses a 39 Ford rear window. We'll go over that when we actually, a section of the video will cover the top for you. It has a root-leaved 4-piece hood with reverse louvers on it, which actually pulls the air out of the engine compartment. This car's been driven. If you're looking for a car to drive, you'd never know by looking at it, but this car's been to Indy, it's been to Deuce Days. It's been to Indy twice, I'm told, and Deuce Days. It was built in Canada, professionally built by a gentleman named Wayne Wallenberg. It was a Boyd's Pro pick in Del Mar, California. So it's got good eyeball, good look, right stance, so on and so forth. These are billet specialty wheels on the front and the rear. They have a great knockoff style to them. Goodyear radial rubber. I kind of like the reverse louvers on the hood here. That's a neat deal. Very nice body. Brookville bodies are very nice. You can see the reflections. It is a professional paint job on it. See the reflections of the no fire parking here where I'm at. One of these days I'm waiting for the fire department to say I can't park to do a photo shoot. Anyway, nicely done. It has these Buick hidden rotors in the front with braided lines, so on and so forth. Nice pillar mirrors so you can see what you're doing. The interior, we're going to cover quite a bit in the interior here for you as we walk around it. It has all the stuff you'd expect, an e-brake, that kind of thing. This is a Porsche can red leather interior, very nicely done. Has a Mercedes style German square weave carpet. Classic instruments. These are custom one-off silk face gauges. Has a Limework steering column. Has an iPod or phone jack here for audio. It also has his and hers heated seats. There's a heated seat button here, and there's a heated seat button there. We'll walk around, and I like the shifter. E-brakes down there. There is some storage compartment behind the seat, but when we get in the trunk section of the video, you're going to dig it. There's a panel that the gentleman installed. Anyway, I'll share that with you when we get there. Doors shut nice. I like the shaved handles. It does have the top. Again, we will cover that for you. There's the billet specialty wheels. Nice. It gives this car a nice look, and it has a cool sound too. We'll fire it up here for you in a minute. Let's see if I'm missing anything. It's a beautiful Standox base coat, clear coat finish. It's been color sanded and polished. If you don't know Standox, it's extremely expensive per gallon. I've done a few rods over the years that use Standox, and it's an expensive paint, but it's definitely worthy of the wear and tear that you'll give a street rod that you want to drive or show. You like the chrome spreader bars front and rear. Taillights, the way I like the way the taillights are done rather than filling up the rear body panel here. We'll give you a little peek of the rear end. Somebody always has to drive by. This parking lot's the size of half the city, and they had to come by here to see the car. Wow. Love doing cars like that. It's a beautiful morning here in Folsom. Again, this gentleman drove this car down here. It's got miles, like I said, but It sits nice, it sits right. TCI chassis, you can't get any better than that. Nice little door map pockets. Again, it's called Porsche Can-Can red leather interior. Has a Glide engineering seat. Again, this gentleman drives this car. He's not afraid to drive it. A Limeworks steering column, vintage turn signals here. Nice way the pedals are situated there, which is pretty common. It has courtesy lights on both sides. Again, it has heated seats for his and hers. The buttons right and left here. I'm going to sit down in here and kind of give you a feel. These are special. I think the gauges is what he told me here. It's we'll get to the interior here as I walk around, and I kind of just pan around and let you look at it. German weave carpet, his and hers heated seats, trunk upholstered in a matching leather and carpet, has an Optima battery. SoCal gauge insert is what that is. Custom one-off silkscreen gauges. It has a, obviously I showed you the iPod connection on the passenger side there. It's got 2 charge ports for you there, which is nice. I like the way the underside of the dash, actually the ignition modules and so on and all that stuff is hidden up in here, the MSD. I think it's the 6AL system. Let's see here. We're gonna fire it up. Kind of go over the gauges here for you. Got a nice comp cam in it. Again, we're going to get under the engine compartment, and Spud's Garage will have a lot more. You'll see the dash indicators there, right and left, and of course high beam. We don't have the headlights on now. I know the switch is down here. We'll put them on. High beam indicator works. Anyway, half tank of fuel. Water temperature is good. This kind of car you can drive. I mean, it doesn't overheat, doesn't have any issues that way. Volts are 13, over 13, oil pressure is 50. The odometer at time of inspection, remember, it's been to Indianapolis and back, and SoCal, or I mean up north to Canada for deuce days. 29,239 miles. You love this Limeworks steering column, very neat. We're going to get out and we're going to let you listen to it again. I tilted the windshield a little bit. The nice thing is this windshield still tilts like it's supposed to. Let in a little air. God, it's got a great sound. Anyway, hey, we're gonna tell you to get in. Definitely hang on to the end of the video. You're on Spud's Garage YouTube. Go to spudsgarage.com. Give us a call anytime with a no pressure discussion about any car. Anyway, take a look underneath the hood. This is my favorite part, and I know you enjoy this part of it too, because you want to know what makes them tick. What you're looking at is a nicely dressed, Edelbrock dressed 350 Chevy. It has a, we're going to have a full spec sheet at Spud's Garage, but it has Keith black pistons, a comp cam, early heads, so on and so forth. It has an Edelbrock intake aluminum manifold with Rochester tri-power 2-jet carburetors on it. It's been, I have a cheat sheet here like I always do. The carburetors were all set up by Race Cars of Retrospect. So it's a nice tune combination. This is a healthy little car. It has a 700 R4 transmission in it. So it's got plenty of long legs. I like the old school Edelbrock dress with the painted centers and the red engine, so it kind of gives you a nice period correct, because the flatheads would have been red in these cars. Very nicely detailed. The VIN tag is right down here on in front of the radiator, right there. It has an electric cooling fan. It has a Walker Z radiator with an electric cooling fan. Nice firewall body color. Short tube ceramic coated headers. It looks like it has ceramic coated exhaust on it. And again, we're going to have a lot of details at Spud's Garage. The welting and everything around the hood fit is really nice. You know, by looking at this car, you'd never know it has a few miles on it. We already covered that portion of it. It has finned aluminum air filters that match the valve covers. Nice touch, high amp chrome plated alternator. Probably a Power Master. A lot of Edelbrock dress and stuff on it, which gives it a good old school feel. Early in the morning here in California. Nice little mini high torque starter. Edelbrock mechanical fuel pump. Looks like an aluminum water pump on it. Edelbrock fuel distribution block. MSD distributor. But again, we will have a full spec sheet at spudsgarage.com. Don't forget to go there. You know, you'll hear me say that many times throughout these videos. But we take a lot of still photos and we try and bring you every square inch that we can find. Anyway, we appreciate you taking a peek at this portion of the video, but hang on and we'll definitely have more for you here. We'll get under the trunk. It's kind of neat and it's got a collapsible top. Let's take a look at the trunk here and we'll kind of share a couple things with you. I haven't seen one done like this. This is a nice little section of the video. Same red as the interior, Porsche Can red. Has Mercedes style German square weave carpet. The top actually collapses. I always have guys ask me if the top collapses and go in the trunk, and oftentimes they don't think about that when they build the car. This car has a lot of neat things. These little panels fold down so that the top pieces will actually, you know, kind of lay across in the trunk of the car. But what's really nice, same thing with that side, there's an access panel. It's hard. Anyway, it's not hard, it's easy to get to, it's just with one hand it's hard. These come down very easily, which you don't see. This space is usually wasted in a Roadster. Pardon me being right over the speaker there. It's usually wasted or it's not properly finished or so on and so forth, but this has a nice little package shelf in the back to put stuff on. This is actually where the gel battery is, so on and so forth. There's the flip doors that you see. Anyway, I think you get the idea, and you know, they lay up pretty easy. Remember, I'm doing all this stuff one-handed. This goes up here, and that one goes up there. So anyway, I think you get an idea of the trunk. That's kind of neat. Anyway, hang on to the end of the video. Definitely go to spudsgarage.com when you're done. We actually took the top off the car for the photo shoot, but we will have still photos of Spud's Garage of the car with the top on, because we're always request that. It's a fully collapsible Topsters top. It fits in the trunk. The owner designed the interior of the car, or the builder designed the interior of the car to accept the top. The owner says it's relatively easy to take apart. It's a Mercedes Stay Fast canvas type material on it. Has a 39 Ford rear window in it. We'll tip it up so you can look at the inside here. Get my hands under it. You can see how it's fully collapsible. It does not take that long to do. Anyway, you get the idea. It's one where you can actually take the top off and put it in the trunk. I don't know how many times I've been asked that question, which is a good question. Anyway, thanks for coming to spudsgarage.com. You're on Spud's Garage YouTube. Go to Spud's Garage. All right, let's take a look at the undercarriage and we'll talk about the suspension and frame on it. You're getting near the end of the video, but we'll spend some time on this because I want to share with you the undercarriage like we always do. Has the SoCal style Buick fin brake drums. These are hidden disc brakes behind these backing plates. It's kind of a neat, nice touch. I do have a cheat sheet here. It is a TCI Stage 4 chassis. It has a Super Bell dropped axle that's drilled and chromed. It's got a 4-inch drop on it. Very nicely done. It has a Model A front section on it. Let me get that here so I don't say that wrong as we walk around here. Model A front cross member is what it has on it. Chrome gas shocks in the front. The front rails have been pinched in the front here, and they both have been C-notched, the front and rear. Has a buggy spring style front suspension with cross steer. Chrome hairpins right here. Kind of give you a peek underneath. It is nicely detailed underneath here. You'd never know the miles on this car, 29,000 miles. We've already covered that in a portion of the video. It's been to Indy. I mean, it's the kind of car you can drive. There's a 700 R4 automatic transmission in it right there. The heat-coated or ceramic-coated exhaust system. Little tiny chip right there. No big deal. Pretty typical with a little bit of road use. Nicely done. Been C-notched in the back. I don't know if I can get up there and let you see that, so it gives you a little bit of room to get this baby lower. See the glass pack style mufflers? Those are probably not glass packed. Rear end right there. Coilover rear suspension. 4-bar. Nicely done. I like the way the exhaust comes out there in meg tips, rolls over the rear end. Too many guys get lazy and they run them down under. And you can just see them hanging down. It's nice to see them this way because they aren't hanging down exhaust, so it's pretty subtle. It's got a nice wicked little sound to it. At this point you've already heard it run, so you know what I'm talking about. Drum brakes in the rear. Again, this is a TCI Stage 4 chassis. See the rear end housing is finished black and nice and a gloss black, so on and so forth. It's got a billet specialties kidney bean style wheels. It has 275 60R17s in the rear. Knockoff style. All the brake lines and everything appear to be done very nicely. They're braided lines, so on and so forth. Give you a good peek at the rear end there. This is the hardest part of my gig, is kneeling down with my flip screen and taking a view there. Give you a view of how it sits on the ground here. Again, chrome hairpins on the front. All chrome front suspension, disc brakes. SoCal style Buick backing plates. Getting up here to the end of the video, you definitely want to go to Spud's Garage. Give Brian a call. I'm absolutely no pressure every time you call. Call me, ask questions. I'm not the kind of guy that's going to bug and call you back. Call you back if you want me to call you back. P195 60R15s in the front. Again, billet specialty kidney bean style wheels and the Buick brake drum there. Anyway, we dig it. Thanks for coming to Spud's Garage. Go to spudsgarage.com. You're on Spud's Garage YouTube.